Welcome to PPC Flexible Packaging.
We would like to take this time to thank you for joining our family. My name is Jimmy Nuttall. I am your Human Resource and Payroll Manager. I would like to welcome you to new employee HR orientation.
You are part of a team of over 750 employees across North America. Our company's headquarters are in Buffalo Grove, Illinois. We strive to elevate the experience of the PPC customer. We look forward to making this happen with you. We are a manufacturer of flexible packaging products that support many of the industries from snacks, pet food, floral, produce, pharmaceutical, and many more. The Payson division of PPC started in California in 1980. It moved to Utah in 1993, where it continues to be a leader in the industry. Our growth has been spurred on by hardworking and innovative employees and management. We are proud of what our team has accomplished and are excited to welcome you to it.
All new employees will be evaluated for 90 days. During this period, performances and dependability are evaluated. Application information and references are verified and general fitness is determined. During these first 90 days, employees are not eligible for benefits such as holiday pay. Upon satisfactory completion of this evaluation period, a new hire is considered a regular employee and is entitled to the Temkin benefit packages, which includes holiday pay, insurance options, and vacation accrual. The paid holidays are New Year's Day,
Good Friday,
Memorial Day, July 4th, Labor Day, Thanksgiving, the day after Thanksgiving. This day is exchanged for Easter if working a 12-hour rotating shift. Christmas, the day after Christmas.
New Year's Eve. PPC's
Employees will be paid 8 hours for each holiday. Employees must work the day before and the day after the holiday in order to receive holiday pay. The only exception is approved vacation time. At times, employees will be required to work holidays. If this happens, the employee will be required to work the holiday to be eligible for holiday pay. The employee will receive double time pay in this situation. Holiday hours do not create overtime. All full-time employees are eligible for paid vacation, which is calculated based on an employee's anniversary date. 5 days or 40 hours of paid vacation time after 1 year of employment. 10 days or 80 hours of paid vacation time after 3 years of employment. 15 days or 120 hours of paid vacation time after 5 years of employment. Vacation hours are not banked at the end of an employee's anniversary year, meaning if vacation hours are not used, the employee will lose them.
Upon termination, vacation may or may not be paid out based on PPC's discretion.
All full-time employees are eligible for health insurance. Eligibility is based on the following: health insurance on the first day after 60 days of employment, dental insurance, vision insurance, life insurance, supplemental insurance, and 401k on the first day after 90 days of employment. For details, contact Human Resource and Payroll Manager.
PPC's
Goal is to create a working environment that will enhance professional development and personal satisfaction. We strive for no accidents. We want all employees to return home safely each day. We strive to manufacture safe and high-quality products. We work hard to minimize waste, reduce errors, and improve our process. We are continually working to increase efficiencies and productivity.
Here are the expectations of PPC Flexible Packaging. All employees must comply with PPC's rules, both regular employees as well as temporary employees.
Employees must clock in and be at their workstation on time. Employees should not clock in or out more than 5 minutes before or after their shift. Employees must comply with the schedule established by the company. Employees must inform their supervisor regarding issues that may affect their work attendance, such as illness, resignation, vacation, etc. Employees must plan their vacation in advance and must inform their supervisor in a timely manner, preferably 1 week for each day being requested. Employees must make appropriate use of public areas, workstations, and the general facilities such as bathrooms, break rooms, conference room, parking lot, etc. Employee breaks. Hourly office employees are required to clock out for their lunch. Production employees do not need to clock out for breaks or lunch. Lunchtime and breaks are meant to be used for employees to eat, drink, use the bathroom, and any other personal needs. Break schedules will be determined by the department the employee is working. Break room and bathroom locations. There are 4 major break room locations. Main employee break room. This is the location of the bistro where employees can purchase food, drinks, and snacks. Press department break room. Shipping department break room. Front office break room. There are 8 employee bathroom locations. Main employee entrance bathrooms. Second floor bathrooms above the bistro. Maintenance department bathroom. Press department bathrooms. Shipping department bathrooms. Sales and customer service bathrooms. Front office bathrooms. Plastics bathrooms. Electronic communication. All electronic and telephonic communication using the email, voicemail, intranet, and internet servers or any other system owned, licensed, or operated by the company are considered company business records and therefore company property. Although incidental and occasional personal use of company communication systems is permitted, users automatically waive any claims to privacy. If a communication is intended to be personal and confidential, alternative means or transmissions should be considered. Utah is an at-will employment state, which means the company retains the absolute right to terminate employment at any time, without cause, without prior notice, and without prior discipline. The employee also has the option to terminate employment at any time, with or without cause, and with or without prior notice. In consideration of employment with the company, each employee is expected to adhere to all professional, ethical, and company requirements, rules, regulations, policies, and practices. Cause for dismissal: disregard of safety rules and common safety practices, and or failure to report personal injuries at once to your supervisor or manager's attention. Falsification of job application and or employment records, or altering or falsifying a time card. Theft and or collusion with any theft from the company. Inability to satisfactorily perform or incompetence in performance of assigned functions or refusal to follow directions unless obedience would cause injury to you or others. Habitual or excessive lateness or absence or leaving company premises without permission during workday and or unauthorized leave of absence. Willful abuse or deliberate damage to company property or the property of other employees and or other actions that might prove injurious to co-workers. Distributing literature of any description and or soliciting during work hours for any goods or services and or selling or bringing articles onto company premises for the sale or collecting or accepting contributions on company time without the written permission of an officer or manager of the company. Removing, posting, or defacing notices, signs at company. Misuse or removal of employee lists, blueprints, records, or any information of a confidential nature without the written permission of a company officer. Gambling or running lotteries on company premises. Allowing unauthorized personnel to ride in company vehicles. Using company credit cards for personal use without prior written approval from a company officer. Possession of weapons of any kind. Fighting on company premises.
PPC is a drug-free workplace.
This is to ensure a safe and healthy work environment. Any employee involved in any of the following activities at any time during the hours between the beginning and end of the employee's workday, whether or not on company business, premise, or property, is in violation of company policy and subject to disciplinary action. Bringing illegal drugs onto company premises or property, including company-owned or leased vehicles, or property of
PPC's
agent or customer. having possession or being under the influence of illegal drugs or alcohol, using, consuming, transporting, distributing, or attempting to distribute illegal drugs. Any employee having the presence of any illegal drug in his or her system, regardless of whether the substance was used during the employee's workday, is in violation of company policy and subject to disciplinary action or termination. The company strictly prohibits the abuse of alcohol or prescription drugs. Any employee refusing to cooperate with or submit to questioning, medical or physical tests or examination when requested or conducted by the company or its designee is in violation of company policy and subject to disciplinary action or termination. Drug and alcohol testing. Temkin asserts its legal right to test any employee or prospective employee for the presence of drugs or alcohol in situations such as, but not limited to, the following: post-accident, random, reasonable suspicion, return to duty, and pre-employment testing. Upon receipt of a verified or confirmed positive drug or alcohol test result which indicates a violation of policy, or upon the refusal of any employee or prospective employee to provide a requested sample, the company may use that test result or refusal as the basis for disciplinary actions. Disciplinary actions may include a requirement that the employee enroll in a company-approved rehabilitation treatment or counseling program, suspension of the employee with or without pay, termination, refusal to hire, and other disciplinary measures. All results of drug tests, reports, and statements received by the company are confidential communications and will not be used or disclosed in any private or public proceeding except in a disciplinary action as outlined above, or in defense of any action brought against the company.
PPC has the right, without notice,
to search company facilities, property, equipment, vehicles, employee lockers, workstations, and private property on company premises.
PPC may seize any controlled substance
and may report the same to law enforcement personnel. Any employee undergoing prescribed medical treatment with a drug which may alter physical or mental abilities must report this to his or her supervisor. All employees and prospective employees will receive a copy of the drug and alcohol testing policy. This policy applies to management as well as to all other employees.
As the HR orientation comes to an end, we would like to remind you, every team member plays an important role in our success.
My name is Lance Smith. I am your Safety and Security Manager. I would like to welcome you to the Employee Safety Training. Our goal is to ensure all of our employees are safe while at work and can return home safely to their families each day. Our employees' safety is our top priority. So to start, all employees shall adhere to the following safety procedures. We are all responsible for our own safety. By not following safety policies and procedures, you are putting yourself and others, employees, at risk. All employees should be aware of their surroundings and report any and all potential safety hazards or concerns. If at any time an employee has a safety concern during their work process, they should contact their supervisor to discuss their concerns. All employees have access to all quality and safety procedures. Each month we have refresher safety training to ensure all employees know and understand their role in keeping themselves as well as fellow employees safe. Welcome to the razor blade safety portion of this training.
Cut-resistant gloves are required when using a razor knife.
When using the cut-resistant glove, place the glove on the opposite hand in which you are holding the blade. The employee should always cut away from themselves and be aware of others. Never place your hand on an object you're cutting. Let's reiterate, the employee should never place their hand on an object they're cutting. When the employee is finished using their razor blade, they should always close the blade before doing anything else. When using your razor knife, always use a sharp blade. A dull blade will cause the user of the razor knife to use more force, which can cause the blade to break or skip across the object they're cutting, potentially causing an accident or injury. When changing a blade in your razor knife, the blade being disposed of needs to be placed in the container labeled used razor blade disposal.
Welcome to the forklift operation and awareness section of this training. Forklift operators should fill out daily inspection forms to verify the safe operational condition of the forklift. If the load is obstructing the view of the forklift driver, the driver should drive the forklift in reverse. When coming to an intersection, the driver should honk the horn to alert all employees that could blindly enter the path of the forklift. Seatbelts must be worn while operating the forklift. No PPC employee should operate a forklift without current forklift certification. Employees operating a forklift should obey all posted stop signs. If for any reason a load or pallet comes down on top of the forklift operator should remain inside the cage of the forklift. That is the safest location. By jumping out of the forklift cage, there is no protection, which could result in injury or even death. Never drive with a load in the air or raise a load while traveling. This decreases the stability of the forklift and the load, reduces visibility, and increases the chance of hitting overhead objects.
The forklift driver should always verify that the load is stable and safe before moving. When driving with empty forks, the forks should be lowered to just above ground level. When parking the forklift, please be aware to keep all doorways and exits clear. Welcome to the lifting and carrying section of this training.
PPC provides mechanical means for assisting in lifting and carrying, such as roll carts, pallet jacks, dollies, and hoists.
When lifting, ask for help if needed from another employee. There is no shame in asking for help. When lifting, center yourself over the load and lift with your legs and not your back. Before lifting, be aware of the path you're going to walk and make sure it is clear.
Welcome to the slips, trips, and falls section of the employee safety training. All work areas should be kept clean, clear of debris, and spilled liquids. Be cautious when entering the building on wet and snowy days. Be aware of all potential trip hazards in your work area. Please report these hazards to your immediate supervisor. All work areas should have sufficient lighting to allow the employee to do the work required of them. All employees should refrain from running in the building, as this may cause a potential accident. Welcome to the chemical safety portion of this training. Before using any chemical, you should be trained on how it's used and what it's used for, as well as any personal protective equipment that may be required while using it. Safety Data Sheet Information, or SDS information, is available on all Temkin computers, both in the production area and in all offices. All chemicals should be clearly labeled so that the user can understand the potential hazards.
There's two types of chemical labels, the manufacturing label and the NFPA label, which stands for National Fire Protection Association. The NFPA label consists of 4 different colors: blue standing for health, red that stands for flammability, yellow stands for reactive, and white stands for personal protective equipment. In each color there will be a number labeled 1 through 4, 4 being the most severe.
No chemical should ever be put into a bottle that was once used for water or any other beverage.
All flammable chemicals are required to be stored in a yellow fire cabinet.
All large storage containers that will be used to dispense flammable liquids are required to be grounded. When transferring flammable liquid from one container to another, a bonding wire should be used to connect the grounded container to the container accepting the liquid. When mechanically mixing or agitating a flammable liquid, the container holding the liquid must be grounded, as well as the machine doing the mixing. Safety glasses or eye protection should be worn anytime an employee enters the production floor. The goal of this is to ensure the eyesight and safety of every employee, regardless of task, duty, chemical being used, or department they are working in. Welcome to the machine operation, moving parts, and pinch point safety training. An employee should never operate a machine that they haven't been properly trained on. The employee should let the supervisor know if they feel uncomfortable or unsafe with the task they are being asked to perform. The employee should be aware of all pinch points and dangers on the machine that they are being asked to operate or assist on. No employee should ever bypass a guard, alter a guard, or remove a guard so they can stick their hand or anything else into a running machine. Not only are they putting themselves in harm's way, but they are breaking company policy and procedure, which is grounds for discipline or even termination. Employees should know where all emergency stop buttons are located on a machine, as well as when and why they should be used. Remember, your safety and the safety of your fellow employees is PPC's top priority. As a new team member, we need your help to accomplish this goal.
We are excited to have you join our team. Know that as you follow these safety policies and procedures, you are ensuring that you and your fellow employees make it home safely each day. I'd like to welcome you to our emergency and fire evacuation training. Our objective is to ensure the safe and organized evacuation of the building in the event of a fire or any other emergency situation. We want all employees to understand where the emergency exits are located throughout the building and to understand where their emergency meeting location is once they have evacuated the building.
Here's a list of all emergency exits in the building.
Main employee break room exit. Main employee entrance and exit. Front office exit. Box machine exit. Warehouse and propane exit. Shipping department break room exit. Shipping dock door emergency exit. Receiving emergency exit. Ink department emergency exit. Press department emergency exit. Waste handling emergency exit. Maintenance exit.
Located near the exits of the building is a fire alarm pull station that can be pulled to activate the fire alarm, alerting all employees to evacuate. Please, if you are exiting the building due to a fire and the building fire alarm has not been activated, pull the fire alarm as you exit. Employees will be notified by the emergency communication system, communicated by a fire alarm notification appliance. They are mounted in the ceiling of the warehouse in the event of a fire. This notification is given both visually and audibly. When an employee is notified, they will immediately exit the building in an orderly fashion. Fire extinguishers are located throughout the building on red poles with signs indicating their location. Fire extinguishers are not to be used to fight fires. They are used to assist employees when exiting the building in the event of a fire. After exiting the building, all employees shall make their way to the emergency meeting location. This location is the field west of the building that you pass when entering property. Please proceed to the back fence. Employees shall find yellow signs located on the top of the chain link fence poles, numbered 1 through 13, with departments assigned to each number. Pole number 1, accounting, IT, and executive office staff. Pole number 2, sales and customer service. Pole number 3, art department and plate making. Pole number 4, current, plastics, and quality control. Pole number 5, pouch, Schmitz, Hudson Sharp. Pole number 6, Limo and Chucks. Pole number 7, Baby and Betsy. Pole number 8, Slitters and Lamination. Pole number 9, Press. Pole number 10, Library, Mounting, and Ink. Pole number 11, Warehouse, Shipping, and Sample Room. Pole number 12, Maintenance, building maintenance and waste. Poll number 13, simplex, sheets, and rolls. Once you have located your area, please report to your supervisor that you are present. Then please remain there until receiving further instruction by your supervisor. It is crucial that the supervisors receive an accurate accounting of their employees. This information will be used by emergency responders to verify the whereabouts of all employees and visitors.
Remember, your safety and the safety of your fellow employees is PPC's top priority. As a new team member, we need your help to accomplish this goal. By not following PPC's policies and procedures, you are putting yourself and every other PPC team member at risk.
We're excited to have you join our team. Know that by following the emergency and fire evacuation procedures, you are ensuring that you and your fellow employees make it home safely each day.
My name is Jimmy Nuttall. I am your Human Resource and Payroll Manager. I would like to welcome you to the Harassment, Sexual Harassment, and Professionalism Training.
The law defines sexual harassment as unwelcome verbal, visual, or physical conduct of a sexual nature that is severe or pervasive and affects working conditions or creates a hostile work environment. Conduct of a sexual nature is broken into 3 parts: verbal, visual, and physical. Verbal includes comments about clothing, a person's body, sexual or gender-based jokes or remarks, requesting sexual favors or repeatedly asking a person out, sexual innuendos, threats, spreading rumors about a person's personal or sexual life, or foul and obscene language. Visual includes posters, drawings, pictures, screensavers, cartoons, emails, or text of a sexual nature. Physical includes assault, impeding or blocking movement, inappropriate touching such as kissing, hugging, patting, stroking, or rubbing, sexual gesturing, or even leering or staring. There are 2 categories of sexual harassment. The first is quid pro quo, which literally means this for that. It occurs when a boss uses job rewards such as raises or promotions or punishment such as demotions or firing to force employees into a sexual relationship or sexual act. The second is hostile environment, which is defined as conduct that unreasonably interferes with work performance or creates an intimidating, hostile, or offensive work environment. For example, it may be sexual harassment if repeated sexual comments make someone so uncomfortable that their work performance suffers, or they decline professional opportunities because it will put them in contact with the harasser. In both types of harassment, employees must prove that the conduct was offensive to someone, not necessarily the intended victim of the harassment. Here's an example. Say a male employee tells a dirty joke to a female coworker. She thinks it's funny, but a second woman passing by finds it offensive. That joke could contribute to a hostile environment claim simply because someone finds it offensive.
It seems like everyone is talking about bullying and harassment. But what does it mean for you and your workplace? This video explains what workplace bullying and harassment is and what it's not. Legal obligations for employers, supervisors, and workers. So first off, what is workplace bullying and harassment? It includes any inappropriate conduct or comment by a person towards a worker that the person knew or reasonably ought to have known would cause that worker to be humiliated or intimidated. Examples could be yelling or name-calling, vandalizing personal belongings, harmful hazing or initiation practices. There might be a single perpetrator or a group. There may be just one target or many. Bullying and harassment can occur between coworkers or between the employer and a worker. Or it can come from external sources, such as members of the public, clients and customers, or workers from other organizations. Bullying and harassment also extends to online activities. Cyberbullying can occur through email, text messages, social networks, and other websites. What is not considered workplace bullying and harassment? Managers and supervisors have many responsibilities. Decisions relating to job duties, workloads, deadlines, and performance management, or the direction of workers and the workplace are not bullying and harassment. When bullying is reported, it gives employers an opportunity to take positive action. Put an end to workplace bullying and harassment.
PPC Flexible Packaging Harassment and Sexual Harassment Complaint Procedure. Wants every individual to know that the following procedures exist to report any harassment or sexual harassment complaint. These procedures should be followed whenever an individual believes that he or she has been subject to any form of harassment or sexual harassment, or the individual has observed or has knowledge of a violation of the company's policy on harassment or sexual harassment. Reporting harassment or sexual harassment. The employee should report the incident or conduct in question to the Human Resource and Payroll Manager or the Safety and Security Manager. The employee can also report the incident to a supervisor or manager, whoever the employee feels most comfortable talking to. They can leave a voicemail or message on the Human Resource Hotline at 801-925-4090. Another method is that they can email their complaint to hr@temkininternational.com. The individual reporting the incident or conduct may choose the method he or she is most comfortable with. The choice is strictly up to the individual. Anyone in a supervisory or management position who observes or has the knowledge of a violation of the company's policy on harassment and sexual harassment, whether or not a complaint has been filed, has an obligation to report the situation to the Human Resource Manager, Safety and Security Manager, or General Manager. Report the offending incident or conduct promptly. The individual making the complaint should feel free to report the incident or conduct even if in the past it was not reported, or if he or she has taken some time to decide to make the complaint. The company has no requirement for the form or content of the harassment or sexual harassment complaint, only that it be made in good faith. The complaint may be verbal or written. It is suggested that the individual making the complaint provide as much information as possible regarding the offending incident or conduct, such as what happened, or is continuing to happen, the person or persons causing the harassment or sexual harassment, and the time and place the incident or conduct occurred. If available, the names of the witnesses should be provided, but an individual should not hesitate to report harassment or sexual harassment merely because there are no witnesses or because he or she cannot identify the witnesses. The company is committed to prompt examination of any harassment or sexual harassment complaint received from any of its personnel and will take whatever action is appropriate under the circumstances, up to and including termination. Confidentiality for all parties involved will be respected to the utmost extent possible. PPC's retaliation policy prohibits retaliation against individuals who in good faith have filed complaints of harassment or sexual harassment, even if insufficient evidence is found to support the complaint. If an individual believes that in connection with work for the company, a supplier, customer, or an employer agent of a customer is subjecting him or her to harassment or sexual harassment, these same procedures to report the harassment or sexual harassment should be followed. Although the company may not have the same control over outside persons causing harassment or sexual harassment as it does its own personnel, the company will still examine the harassment or sexual harassment complaint promptly and take whatever action is appropriate under the circumstances. Again, here is the Human Resource Hotline number, 801-925-4090, and the email address is hr@temkininternational.com. Here are some tips for professional behavior at work. Remember, employers often look more at the soft skills and expect your commitment to them. Dependable. You need to make sure you attend work on the agreed days and times. Punctual. It is always best to come early for work. If work starts at 8, always be there a few minutes early so that you are ready to start work on time. Appearance. Make sure you dress appropriately for your job role. Make sure you're clean and your clothes are odor-free. Respect. Always be respectful and supportive of colleagues. Always respect confidentiality. And always act with integrity. Communication. Effective communication is essential. This applies to all communication, verbal, written, and unspoken. Remember, your body language needs to be positive. Attitude. Apart from the way you are towards colleagues, customers, and suppliers, your attitude can be interpreted or misinterpreted through your body language. Organizational skills. You need to make sure that you meet work targets, that you meet role requirements, that you respond to requests from others. Some of the best ways are to keep notes either electronic or on paper. Here are some examples. Teamwork. We need to make sure that we contribute to the work of others, maintain effective working relationships, and work cooperatively with all your colleagues. Remember, it's not just about you, it's about the team. We all must follow PPC's policies and procedures and not engage in bullying, harassment, or sexual harassment.
We all must commit to reporting it when we see it or experience it. The bottom line is, bullying, harassment, and sexual harassment is a workplace hazard that poses a risk to the health and safety of workers.
When bullying, harassment, and sexual harassment are reported, it gives PPC an opportunity to take positive action.
Together we can put an end to workplace bullying, harassment, and sexual harassment.
We would like to take this time to thank you for joining our family.
I'm John Rogers, and I'm the SQF practitioner here at PPC Flexible Packaging.
We would like to welcome you to the GMP and SQF training. The goal of this training is to educate our employees on the GMP and SQF standards. GMP stands for Good Manufacturing Practices.
PPC's
GMPs are the foundation of our SQF standards. SQF stands for Safe Quality Foods. This is a certification that ensures our customers that
PPC's
products are produced to the highest standard in the industry. The SQF and GMP standards are to ensure not only our customers, but the end user, which is you and I, that the products we are producing are not only the highest quality, but are the safest possible products for food contact packaging.
Here are the PPC Flexible Packaging GMP standards.
Hair, beard, and mustache. All employees are required to wear a hairnet while in the production areas. The production area is all areas outside of the main office and production floor offices. All hair and bangs are required to be completely tucked into the hairnet. Ears may be exposed. Stocking caps, beanies, and bandanas may be worn but must be completely covered with an approved hairnet. No other form of hat will be allowed on the production floor unless it is required to keep an employee safe, such as hard hats. Unless you are clean-shaven, you are required to wear a beard and mustache net. The beard and mustache net shall be worn so that the mouth and mustache area are covered. An employee with sideburns that go below the earlobe is also required to wear a beard net. False eyelashes are prohibited. We encourage all employees to play a part in making our GMP program successful. We expect all employees to hold each other accountable. Personal artifacts. Employees shall wear clean clothing daily. Keys and other personal artifacts such as jackets, coats, sweaters, etc. shall be left on a coat rack in designated areas or in a locker unless they are being worn as part of the work attire. If not being worn, all jackets, coats, and sweaters must then be stored in a designated area. Absolutely no personal items are to be brought into the production or warehouse areas. This includes lotion, chapstick, makeup, personal medication, etc. All medication must be kept in your locker or vehicle unless there are safety concerns which may be addressed with a member of management. No personal cell phones are allowed in the production areas. Supervisors may carry a cell phone for work use only. A small bag with essential work tools is permitted on the production floor provided it is stored below the work surface of your machine or station. Backpacks, purses, and all other similar personal items shall be stored in an employee's locker or a break room. All employees play a part in making our GMP program successful. We expect all employees to hold each other accountable. Dress attire. Work attire shall be appropriate for the work assignment. Shirts and blouses shall have sleeves that extend past the shoulder. Shorts can be worn but must be no shorter than the end of your fingertips when your arms are fully extended and hands extended downward. Clothing shall not be loose or bulky so that it interferes with conveyors, machinery, or other moving machine parts. Shirt tails must extend below the waist and be snug to the body, and or be tucked into the entire waistline of the pants or shorts. No clothing that has beads, jewelry, or any other type of decorative apparel attached shall be worn. No open-toe or open-heel shoes will be allowed on the production floor. No drawstrings on any clothing. All employees make our GMP program successful. We expect all employees to hold each other accountable. Hands. Proper hand washing should be done with soap and water for a minimum of 20 seconds. A thorough rinsing of the hands after is important to the cleaning process. After the employee's hands have been properly cleaned, they should be dried, and the employee should refrain from touching things that could potentially soil the employee's hands. The use of no-touch faucets, towel dispensers, and bathroom doors that push inside out using the employee's elbow are there to assist in preventing employees from soiling their hands after washing. Hands shall be washed prior to the start of each shift, after each break, after lunch, after using the restroom, using tobacco products, and performing any action that soils the hands. Employees shall not wear any type of lotions, artificial nails, or nail polish while in the production areas. All office personnel must follow these same rules when entering the production areas. All employees play a part in making our GMP program successful. We expect all employees to hold each other accountable.
Personal hygiene. All employees should bathe daily before work, washing their hair at least once per week. Antiperspirant should be used daily. Perfumes and colognes should not be worn in the production areas. Fingernails shall be kept clean and trimmed. Personnel with exposed cuts, sores, or lesions shall not be engaged in the handling of packaging materials. Minor cuts or abrasions on exposed parts of the body shall be covered with a colored bandage or alternative waterproof wrap. Disposable gloves shall be worn over bandages on an employee's hands. When an employee is sick, they should stay home to prevent the spread of communicable illnesses. No eating, drinking, other than water, or spitting is permitted in the areas where production is produced, stored, or otherwise exposed. All employees play a part in making our GMP program successful. We expect all employees to hold each other accountable. Jewelry. No jewelry is allowed, including earrings, necklaces, watches, diamond rings, or piercings of any kind. The only exceptions are the following. Medical alert bracelets are allowed but must be worn close to the wrist and cannot dangle. Wedding bands without stones are permitted. Wearing jewelry or piercings under clothing is prohibited. Jewelry must be removed before going into the production area. Remember, all employees play a part in making our GMP program successful. We expect all employees to hold each other accountable. Food and drink. No food products, including lunches, gum, mints, candy, etc., shall be consumed or stored at any time inside an employee's locker, on the production floor, or in the warehouse. All lunches shall be identified by name and date. They can be stored in the break room, or lunchroom area. The break or lunchroom area must stay clean and tidy. Water may be consumed in the production or warehouse areas provided they are dispensed from a spill-proof container and are identified by the employee's name and date. The container can be kept in the workstation area but cannot be stored on the machine. Remember, all employees play a part in making our GMP program successful. We expect all employees to hold each other accountable. The next section of the GMP training is warehouse doors, animals or insects that can cause potential contamination hazards, and storage of raw materials. All exterior doors leading into the production area, break room, and warehouse areas must be kept closed at all times, except when being used in conjunction with a ventilation screen with insect netting. Employees must report any insect, bird, or rodent activity inside the plant immediately to the shift supervisor. Any insect other than the normal housefly, gnat, mosquito, etc. must be kept and given to the pest control company for identification. Raw materials must be stored inside the building and cannot come in contact with the floor. Any materials that may be susceptible to pests must be stored in a manner that will eliminate the possibility of pest infestation. Remember, all employees play a part in making our GMP program successful. We expect all employees to hold each other accountable. Clean and safe work area. Each employee must maintain a clean and safe work area at all times. Each employee shall clean their immediate work area by following all cleaning tasks outlined on the master cleaning schedule prior to the end of their shift. Mechanics shall clean their work area immediately following the repair of any piece of machinery. No parts, bolts, etc. can be left in the area in which they have been working. Machine operators will clean any affected areas of the machine and the affected areas around the machine to eliminate potential contamination. All tools or machine parts, such as bolts, pins, labels, rags, etc., may not be stored on or directly above or next to any piece of packaging, labeling, grinders, packing stand, or decorating equipment. All employees must sweep up any dirt, scrap, or regrind spills immediately. Each shift must empty trash receptacles and remove all unnecessary gaylords, scrap cardboard, and pallets from the production floor by the end of each shift. These materials must be delivered to appropriate waste dumpsters or neatly stacked in the proper storage collection area in the warehouse. Remember, all employees play a part in making our GMP program successful. We expect all employees to hold each other accountable. Tobacco products. Tobacco products may only be used outside in the designated area. The designated area is a smoke shack west of the main employee entrance. Tobacco products may not be used or consumed inside the building at any time. Failure to extinguish or discard tobacco products in the designated proper outdoor receptacles shall constitute a flagrant safety violation and be grounds for possible loss of privilege or immediate disciplinary action. Remember, all employees play a part in making our GMP program successful. We expect all employees to hold each other accountable.
No products can be removed from the building without written permission from management at any time. Printed products may not be used for anything other than their intended use. Food allergen. Proper washing of hands, clean clothes, and verifying no food is brought into the production area are the main line of defense in eliminating food allergen contamination. There are 8 food allergens that the United States requires we identify on our packaging. They cause 90% of all the allergic reactions. Milk, peanuts, eggs, tree nuts, including cashews, Brazil nuts, hazelnuts, macadamia nuts, pecans, pistachios, pine nuts, coconuts, and walnuts. Seafood, shellfish, soy, wheat. The only way to avoid a reaction is to avoid the foods that cause the reaction. It is our job to make sure no contamination happens in our food contact packaging. Strict compliance to our GMPs is the only way to prevent this. No food on the production floor. Clean clothing. hands being washed before work, when soiled, after using tobacco, using the bathroom, washed after eating, after any breaks, and before returning to our work areas. These are the best possible ways to prevent a food allergen contamination issue. Documentation. As part of our manufacturing process, it is required that all employees properly scan on and record all roll labels. Order information for each step in the process is contained. All forms for either quality checks, documenting the setup, information, or forms for communicating additional information should be used appropriately and accurately so we can be consistent. Our products are traceable and quality continues to be at the highest level. Glass and brittle plastics. All glass, brittle plastics, and or ceramic objects shall be listed in a glass register including details of their location. Lighting used within the facility must be shatterproof, be in a shatterproof covering, or be fitted with a protective cover. Windows in the production areas of the facility should be constructed of shatterproof glass. No glass, brittle plastics, and or ceramics that are not on the register are allowed in the plant. Supervisors and managers need approval if a new glass, brittle plastic, or a ceramic item is being brought in and used within the production area. Regular inspections must be done to verify that there are no changes in the condition of the glass, brittle plastic, or ceramic. If a glass, brittle plastics, and or ceramics object breaks, the machine should be stopped to prevent potential contamination. The immediate area surrounding the breakage should be quarantined in a 3-foot diameter beyond the furthest loose particles. The area should be swept, vacuumed, wiped down, and the machine that is in the affected area completely cleaned to eliminate any possibility for potential contamination. A complete inspection should be done to verify that all loose particles have been cleaned up and eliminated, including any particles that could have become stuck in the shoe bottoms of all individuals cleaning the affected area. Document what broke, why it was there, how the breakage happened, where it happened, who cleaned it up, and how it was cleaned up. Disease. Legally, no one with a communicable disease can work with food contact packaging. It is the employee's responsibility to address this with HR if they knowingly have a communicable disease. Here are a list of the communicable diseases and how they are transmitted. Ebola, through body fluids. Enterovirus D68, through bodily fluids. Flu, through bodily fluids. Hepatitis B, through blood. HIV or AIDS, through blood. Measles, through bodily fluids. MRSA, through touch or use of personal items. Pertussis, through mucus or saliva. Shigellosis, through poor personal hygiene. Tuberculosis, through mucus and saliva.
You play a critical role in keeping your fellow employees and the end users of our products safe.
Thank you so much for listening and learning more about our good manufacturing practices. Make sure you are following each one of these GMP standards as you go throughout your workday. By doing this, PPC will continue to be the leader in the industry, both in quality and safety.
We can do this. We are PPC Flexible Packaging.